Hey, beautiful soul. Welcome to The Cosmic Catch-Up. I'm Corri.
And I'm Dana. We're real-life sisters who said no thanks to the 9-to-5 grind and yes, please, to the stars, spirit, and soul-led living.
Around here, we're talking ascension, astrology, human design, sound healing, and the messy magic of waking up.
So if you've ever thought, there's got to be more than this, you're our people. Two sisters, deep talks, whole lot of magic. Let's catch up. Hey, Corri.
Hi, Dana.
Welcome
Hi,
back
Dana.
to the Cosmic Catch-Up.
Yes. Okay, so we are shooting this at the end of almost the very end of April. This will run the last week of April.
Yeah, it's going to air on the 29th.
Awesome. So, how's it been going?
I mean, pretty good.
So, I want to just talk about energies for a minute.
Okay.
We're going to get into what we're going to talk about. We'll do some more astrology here before we get started. But I just want to say, we talked about how fast Aries energy moves.
Mm-hmm.
It is blowing my mind at how fast, one, the week is almost over. And I feel like it was just Monday or even the weekend. But two, I was telling you earlier, I'll look at the clock and let's say it's like 4:30 and I will be doing something and I look up thinking it's been like 30 minutes and 2 hours have passed. Mm-hmm. It's freaking me out at how quickly, like I ended up staying up till midnight one night working on stuff because I thought it was 9:30.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
So it's wild. So I don't know about you guys if you're feeling that too, but it's been insane. And then I also wanted to share, I have definitely noticed a lightening up, is that the right word? Where I have felt the energy feel lighter than it has been. I'm feeling pretty good, but also feeling a little bit like I'm in a dream state.
Sure.
It's not like things aren't real.
Well, technically,
right?
Nothing is real.
Yeah, it's been wild. And I don't know if it's because I can't keep up with the energies that's moving so fast or what, but wanted to share because I'm sure other people are feeling the insanity of, I really can't believe that April's pretty much done. Like, I feel like we just got here.
And at the time that this airs, Uranus will have moved into Gemini, 25th or 26th of the month, depending upon your time zone. It's going to feel even faster. Yay!
Which is hard to imagine. So we're going to talk about that. But first, let's share what we're going to talk about today.
Yeah, we're going to do something a little bit different and
I'm excited.
fun. We are going to first cover May astrology.
Yep.
See what the energies hold for us this next month. But then we're going to spend some fun time with your dowsing rods. And we'll explain what these are, but they're another form or tool used for your intuition, similar to a pendulum, if you're familiar with that. But they have their own cool, unique information that I'll let Corri share. But before we begin anything, we're going to let you in on a little behind the scenes of how we set the space before we do any recording or do any intuition work, really at all, whether you're using a tool or just talking to your higher self.
Yes. Should we get started?
Sure.
Okay.
So first we like to set the space. We take our hands. We're going to close our eyes and take a deep inhale. And exhale, calling in the light of God, Creator, Source, to surround us in the pure white light energy of divine love, healing, and protection. We call in our spirit teams of the highest light and resonance, our higher selves, to relay messages for the greatest and highest good of all involved. We extend this light of protection around all the electronic channels and platforms that we're on, and we call to those who most need to receive these messages at this time. Thank you, and so it is.
So it is.
And we do variations of that depending upon what's going on, but essentially we've called in divine white light as a shield of protection around any lower vibrations or entities, and then we call in our spirit teams, our higher selves, to then come through and basically use us as the vessels to relay information that is for the greatest and highest good for whoever is called to hear this.
And I think it's important because, as with any high vibration, there are low vibration or lower entities. And so you don't want just anybody coming in.
You want to be sure this is of the divine and of the light.
Right. And so that's why we want to make sure that it is of the highest light and resonance, as Dana mentioned, which is really important when you're asking for messages. The other thing she did not mention, but we also often will light incense, which is happening right now. It smells lovely.
And sometimes we'll clear the space with sound. I don't know if this will pick it up.
Yeah, let's try it. Okay. I love it.
I have a massive sound bowl behind us. This is the mallet for it, so that's how big it is. And it's an F, so it's the heart chakra. It's the lower octave of the heart chakra. So I like to come in here. Whenever I meditate in here, I strike the sound bowl first to clear the energy.
Which is amazing. I love it. Okay, so let's jump in, as we alluded to, energies that have been happening, but let's talk about May and what's going on, because it feels, again, there's never a dull day.
Never a dull day. Yeah, so I'm going to look off my notes. I spent some time looking at the astrology charts for May, and so I've typed up quite a healthy bit of notes, and the month starts off with a full moon in Scorpio. Yay! So May 1st, we have the full moon in Scorpio at 11 degrees, 21 minutes. And as a reminder, full moons are all about endings, completions, culminations. It's release energy. It's letting go. So we have the sun in Taurus. Happy birthday, Taurus season. And the moon in Scorpio. And the Scorpio-Taurus opposition, that's known as the financial axis. So finances might be top of mind. Taurus energy rules the second house, which is what the money that kind of we make and what we earn or create in this life. And then the Scorpio axis, or the 8th house, is really about the money we receive and what we share with others and how we receive it and share and all that good stuff. So there's a lot more to it than that, but that's a simplified version. So you might experience something on the financial axis with this coming in. Themes are around secrecy, shadows coming to light. So you can think of that full moon shining the light on what we need to release, what we need to see. So secrets coming to the surface. It's all about determining and discerning what we really value, what's important to us. So Aries season has been a lot about what are we going to start and bring forward. And then Taurus season comes in to say, okay, now we're going to sort through all of this and figure out what really matters. What do we want to ground in? What do we want to move forward with? Because maybe we don't want to move forward with everything or every idea that we've had. This is all about diving deep into our own psychological needs. And this is about the personal and the collective. So there's a personal level of shadow work and development going on, but then there's also the collective that we're seeing in the world right now. So the sun and the moon are in a T-square to Pluto, the planet of power and evolution and transformation, in Aquarius. So these are all fixed signs emphasizing power dynamics. So shifting power to the people from the few at the top. So this is where we are exposing where we have given away our power, knowingly or unknowingly, we've given it away. And we're trying to expose that in the light of this full moon so that we can reclaim it, take it back for ourselves.
And you can see that in the news and different things that are coming out. So a lot of what I think Dana's talking about, if you're surprised, I'm surprised you're surprised, because we're seeing it actively unfold.
Yeah, it's not like you flip a switch and the energy goes on. Think of it like waves or like overlapping. So the energy you might feel it a few days before, a few weeks before, and then, or a few weeks after. So it kind of ebbs and flows in that way. So we still have the intense Aries stellium that is activated with Neptune, Saturn, Mars, dwarf planet Eris, Mercury, and Chiron, all still in Aries. Yay! So there's a lot of that urgency to move forward. We're opening ourselves up to deeper healing. Mercury and Chiron are conjunct at this time, embodying more of who we truly are, not who we've been conditioned to be. So we're still in this full moon shedding that stuff. So when we talk about deeper personal psychological work, it's a lot of like discerning between who am I in my authentic self versus who have I been conditioned to be. And I'm ready to release the conditioned aspects of myself.
I felt that a lot.
Oh yeah. I mean, so many. You feel it even more acutely because you have an Aries rising. It's one of your big three. So if you have your sun, your moon, or your rising in Aries, you might feel this more acutely. This is also your Scorpio sun, so this is your full moon. So if you're a Scorpio or a Taurus, any of the fixed signs, again, might be feeling this moon a little bit more acutely. All right, the planet of Uranus that just moved into Gemini a few days ago is conjunct Sedna. And Sedna is about the deep sea and revealing deep truths. This is it's dwarf planet even further out than Pluto, which is again about deeper transformation. So expect more information to come to the surface, revelations and truths really quickly. Like we think we've been getting a lot of disclosure. We're going to get even more. But it's good because it's the truth. We need to see the truth. And the truth isn't always pretty. We'll just say that.
Can you touch a little bit, you mentioned at the beginning, can you touch just a little bit more on Uranus and Gemini and the difference of leaving Taurus and moving into Gemini?
Sure. Taurus is an earth sign and Uranus is a planet of chaos.
What'd you call it?
I didn't call it this. Somebody called it a chaos gremlin.
I like the name.
I cannot take credit for that, but I was like, oh, well, that's accurate. Chaos gremlin. It's a planet of revolution and rebellion. It's a planet of freedom and independence. All of this is shaking things up. And it's been in an earth, so it's traditionally rules Aquarius, which is an air sign. So it loves air as the fastest moving. It wants fast change. It wants sudden change. And it's since 2018, it has been in the sign of Taurus, an earth sign that wants to move slow. Only changes if it wants to change. Think of a bull standing in a field, and if you try to shove that bull and it doesn't want to move, it is not going to move. And then you have this planet Uranus is like, I'm going to make you move. So it has felt, I think collectively, whether you have Taurus energy in your big three or not, it has felt crazy. Like we've had pandemics during this time since 2018, crazy market shifts in the financial space. We've had supply chain shortages. We've had like earth resources, physical changes in the body. The new human is coming online, and that might be a topic for a later date. But this idea of elevating our consciousness through these changes. So there's been this kind of like slog of Uranus trying to force us forward through the sign of Taurus. Now that it's moved into Gemini, and we got a little bit of a taste of that in 2025 for a few months. But now that it's moved into Gemini, it's back in an air sign where it feels comfortable, where things move fast. And it's all about the higher mind and information. And it's an immutable sign. So mutable energy loves some chaos. It loves some change. Now, even if you're not a person who likes change, you might struggle a little bit with it, and that's okay. But it's going to move us even faster through this energy.
Which is crazy.
Huge leaps in technology. And again, we have Pluto in an air sign of Aquarius, which is also about advancement and technology. Pluto is going to move more slowly, but Uranus is going to come in for the next until 2023, May of 2020.
Yep, 30.
May of 33. Thank you. I caught it. May of 2033. It will be in this sign of Gemini, really leaps and bounds forward in our technology and information and transportation. So you might feel like your energy is scattered in 20 different ways. So this is where we need some of those earth energies and signs to ground us back in and start using in this Taurus season, discerning what's important and what's not. Because Gemini will just give you everything on the table. And then it's up to you to say, okay, what do I really value? What matters to me? And I can leave the rest. So that's what I mean. Like it might feel chaotic, it might feel scattered, but this is where we love our earth energies. I know we were like given some flack before, but we're going to love them now because they're going to help us discern what matters today.
Okay.
What matters in my life right now. So we need both. We need them all. So it just depends on if you love change and mutable energy, then you're going to ride this like a rocket. If you hate change, then you're going to learn to love it because you don't have a choice.
Yep. And we were talking earlier, it has forced me to be okay or be comfortable in the uncomfortable with change.
Yeah. So Corri has a lot of Scorpio energy, and that is a fixed sign as well. And Taurus is the opposite sign of Scorpio, as we've just said. So through this transit, she's been forced into this idea of what does surrender look like because she can't control it. So if you're a type A personality who wants to control everything, this transit of Uranus and Taurus has probably taught you that you don't get to control everything and you're learning to surrender. And now you're feeling more comfortable with surrender.
Yeah. I don't know what next week brings. And that used to stress me out. It's like, oh, what's my plan? Now I'm like, okay, well, let's see what happens because, and it's much like we talked about in the last podcast, things are going to be happening and changing that we have never experienced in our lifetimes. And it's exciting. So it's like, there's so many possibilities out there. Let's just see what happens.
Yeah. I think where we run into struggle with the planet of Uranus is when we're holding on too tightly to an idea, a belief, a plan, a physical object, whatever that might be. And we meet resistance because Uranus might want to change some things. And that's where we struggle in through that resistance. If you are open to the change and understand it's just another experience, I trust it's all going to work out, then it's a pretty, I won't say easy, but it's a lot, the energy will flow a lot smoother for you. So we were talking earlier today. Uranus is in my 10th house, and that's the house of career, public reputation, legacy. What is your bigger mission? What are you doing in this life? And I have no idea. Like, I left my corporate job last year, and I've been doing some things and things I enjoy, but I don't have a long-term plan,
which I think is good.
This is the best way to go into this transit for me because I'm open to anything. Like, whatever comes my way that I find interesting, I'm going to give it a try. And I also know that it's probably going to be temporary because Gemini likes short bursts. It likes short commitments. Gemini wants to like try a bunch of different things. It's not really here for the long-term steady. That was Taurus. Taurus is in for the long-term steady of it. But Gemini's like, I'm going to try a little bit of this. I'm going to try a little bit of that. And I'm going to do this for a couple weeks and maybe that for a couple months. And then I'm going to do something different. So for me, going in with, I don't have a plan. We're just going to see what happens. And I'm open to it. And I think that's going to be really fun and exciting. And I'm going to do probably 20 million different things in the next 8 years.
I have a technical question for you. And I know I've asked you this before, but it might be helpful for people if they're looking at their chart. How do we think about where Uranus is in our birth chart, but then how it's transiting? Do we look at both?
So Uranus in your birth chart, it represents a place where throughout your life, you might experience sudden changes. It's like always there. It also represents a uniqueness about you. Because Uranus is a planet of individuality as well as collective. So it's about what makes you special. So wherever it is in your chart can add a special flavor. Okay. So if you have Uranus, the planet of Uranus in your natal chart in the first house, you might have, the first house is the house of self. You might have a really eclectic style. Like you might have pink hair one day and blue hair the next, or you might have different decades that you like to dress in. You might love alternative modes of health, right? Like you might be more into energy and frequency healing than Western medicine kind of thing, because first house is also a house of health. Now, transiting Uranus is twofold. There is a collective level. So we are all collectively experiencing Uranus and Gemini. So when I say we will all have spontaneous downloads, we will all have new ways of communicating, we will all experience leaps in technology. So that's collective. At a personal level, wherever Gemini is, whichever house Gemini is, leads or rules in your natal chart, that's the area of life that is being impacted for the next 8 years. 7 years now. That is where you will experience the most volatility and change in the upcoming years. So for me, Gemini falls in my 10th house. For you?
In my second house.
It's in our second house.
Money. Or
yes.
not. I don't know.
The thing to remember about Uranus is that in the transits is that it is always moving us up the spiral. It's always going in a positive direction. In the immediate, you might have the volatility of the down, and then the up, and then the down, and then the up, but it's always long-term.
Like an escalator.
Like an escalator moving you up. It's still going up. And it's a fast outer planet, which means it doesn't move super fast. It's taking 7 years to get through a sign. But in that, there will be lots of change and chaos and mix up because it's teaching us something that we need to experience and know.
So it would be great if you guys have your birth chart, look at what house Gemini rules, and that will give you an indication of where this is transiting and the flavor you can look forward to over the next 7 years.
Yes. If you are, again, adverse to change, you might look at it and go, oh no. If you like change, I think it'll be a really exciting time. And especially if you are an air sign or have air in your big three, Gemini, Aquarius, and Libra, you're going to like it. It's going to be good.
I have a Libra moon, so
yeah. and that's the thing is we are all so much. Everybody's a snowflake. Everybody's different, but we're all a mix of things. So like I said, your Scorpio sun may not like it, but your Aries rising is going to love it, and your Libra moon is going to love it. So there can be moments or aspects of it that, like, this week doesn't feel great, but for the next 6 months, it's awesome, right? It just depends. So there's not a one size fits all.
So exciting.
In this, but it's good stuff. Also on this May 1st, we're still on, believe it or not.
Which we may have to give additional. No, I go through the first few, but I'm like, we're already like,
I know.
This could be a full episode, but it's so much good energy.
The astrology is so good right now, you guys. It's so good. So we have Venus in Gemini trining Pluto, which is a beautiful softening aspect. Again, that's like collective power, new power in our creativity and how we create things is coming online. We have Mars in Aries squaring Jupiter in Cancer. Jupiter is another one of the benefics, just like Venus. And so wherever Jupiter is in a square or a 90-degree angle, it tends to exaggerate the energy or make it bigger or overdoing it. So in a sense, there can be, when Jupiter is squaring Mars, you might be more accident prone. But again, it's like for a week. It's not for a super long time. You might experience an overexertion of energy or be more prone to burnout. So again, overdoing. That Mars wants to do things. So during this like week or so, week before, week after, it'd be really great to make your self-care a priority and to try not to over-program yourself. And I'm pointing at Corri because she's real guilty of that.
All the time.
I never over-program myself.
Nope. I want to learn from you.
But I learned burnout the hard way years ago. So
conditioned as a generator. What can I say? Yeah. I'm still trying to work on living my design.
My design. It's a practice. Mm-hmm. All right. Then we have the 5-5 portal on Cinco de Mayo. So this is a portal of change. Fives in numerology are all about change. So great. There's lots of meditations that are put out usually around portal days. This would be a great one to ask for or set the intention for moving through change with ease and grace and accepting change as something positive. That's my little PSA. All right. The next day on May 6th, Pluto stations retrograde at 5 degrees, 31 minutes of Aquarius, and will be retrograde until October 15th, where it moves back to 3 degrees, 4 minutes. So in this, it's only moving a little over 2 degrees. Again, Pluto moves slowly. It only really moves about 2 to 3 degrees a year. So
wow,
we made it all the way to 5 degrees. That was new territory this year. Now we're going to go back to 3 degrees. Whenever an outer planet, and really any planet, goes retrograde, it's more about the internal expansion. There's internal work going on. So this is about our internal power dynamics. This is a time for the next several months of personal assessment of where I've given my power away, how and when, maybe what situations have I played the victim, and am I ready to step into my full self, owning my power, feeling empowered, and how do I want to use that power to support humanity and the collective? Because Aquarius is also a sign of service. Virgo is about individual service. Aquarius is about service to the bigger group. So it'll be interesting. All right. On that day, we have Pluto making trines to Uranus and Gemini. And all of these personal planets throughout the next several months are going to be making hits. As they move through Gemini, they're going to make hits and trines to Pluto. So it's good energy. This is activating deeper personal transformation.
Why don't we save mid-month for
a future episode? Okay,
yes.
That'll get you
Leave them wanting more.
That'll get you through the first part. I mean, there's lots of little transits week by week going on. The next big thing will be the new moon in Taurus on the 16th of May. So we can talk about that at a later date.
That's perfect. We'll do the next one. Thank you. That's
awesome.
Whew, so much.
I mean, so much.
Exciting.
We're here for it.
Yes. Okay. Let's talk about dowsing. So,
what you got there, Corri? What's that in your hand?
These are copper dowsing rods, and they're homemade. You can see, I'll show you the end. So this is where you hold it. This is a pen case. Yeah.
It's the body of the pen with the ink removed.
And you want it to spin because these are going to move. And we got these from Jean Geringer. Hopefully I said her last name right. She has been a dowsing expert for 40 plus years. We met her on our Woo Cruise.
Yeah.
And I think she's out of Phoenix, and she will host webinars. She's got a website, so if you're interested, but you also can make your own dowsing rods, but they need to be copper. And I won't go into a ton of history, but dowsing, the way it started was looking for water.
Mm-hmm.
And
you can still use them to find water. Like, if you have a water leak in your yard, like in your sprinkler system, and you're not sure where it's coming from, you can use these rods to find it.
Yes.
Without digging up your whole yard.
Super cool. There's actually, I think, a lot of uses. I mean, Jean talked a lot about ways you can use dowsing rods. The way that we use them is similar to a pendulum. We ask questions. It gives us yes or no answers. The reason I actually enjoy using dowsing rods over a pendulum, even though I do love the pendulum, you have to hold the pendulum and you think you're holding it still. But I do think subconsciously every once in a while, it's like, are you trying, like unconsciously getting the answer that you want versus
like, are you making it move?
Yeah.
I mean, you are making it move.
Because
are you consciously making it move versus letting the intuition make it move?
Mm-hmm. It's a lot harder to trick dowsing rods because,
in
again,
this setup, yes, because you're not actually touching the rod, you're touching plastic.
Right. Right. So we'll show you how I use them. What is interesting is that apparently, as a lefty even, I am special because my rods tell me yes and no different than the majority of the population. So we're going to show you.
Yeah, before using any kind of divination tool like this, what we learned from Jean was about programming it. Mm-hmm. So you program with certain intentions as far as like only telling the truth, coming from your higher self and your team, all that information. So Corri has already done the programming.
And I will tell you, the programming she shared with us is from a book. And if you can Google Letter to Robin, and it's programming your dowsing system. Mm-hmm. And it gives you
all the instructions
on how to program it.
So Corri's already done that, so we're not going to go through that aspect. But there are a couple of questions that you ask every single time before you start getting really into your true questions. Does that make sense? Like, you have to say, show me yes, show me no.
Oh,
all that stuff. Yeah.
Yes. The programming is important because you don't want false information.
No, the programming allows you to trust the tool you're working with.
Yes, exactly. Okay, so I'm going to rest my arms on the table so they don't move. And then you hold it as straight as possible. Thank you for adjusting me. Okay. Let me take some deep breaths here. All right. So I'm going to tell my team, okay, let's straighten them out. And you can communicate and talk so you can see from the angle, it looks like they're off. From me, it looks straight.
We're going to go by what it looks like to you.
Okay. So team, show me yes.
And you can see they're moving
a little bit stronger. Yeah. Okay, there we go. All right. Thank you. Let's straighten it back. Go back to neutral. Sometimes it takes them a little while because they work really hard to get out there. Okay, and now team, show me no. Okay, so mine cross. Now, most people, theirs is the opposite of that. So just be mindful. Again, yes is wide.
For Corri.
Thanks, team. For me, you would have to find out what it is for you. All right. Right now, we would like to ask questions for those on the awakened timeline. May I, can I, should I ask these questions at this time? Okay. So they're saying yes.
So we always ask that can I, may I, should I question, like, because there are some topics that maybe your team is like, you're not supposed to know that yet, or we don't need to discuss that, or for whatever reason. And if you get a no, then you put your rods down and you don't ask those questions.
And
we got a yes.
The other thing is that if we ask a question and it doesn't want to answer, it will stay just like this. Yeah, it will not open yes or no. And so then sometimes they'll do a follow-up of, are we not supposed to know that? And then they'll let us know. Mm-hmm. So, all right, Dana, do you want to throw out a question here?
Yeah, so some of these questions came from our friend, so we love that. Shout out to Lindley. She's like, I got questions for you.
Yeah.
So we're going to ask right now, are there helpers or allies in dimensions that we maybe can't see visually right now watching over us?
Okay. Yes, there are.
So I'm talking about like our angels, our spirit teams, our ETs, all that. Okay. Are our collective guides and ancestors more active now than they have been in past decades?
Yes.
Looks like a yes to
me. Thank you. And I will say the only downside with the dowsing rods is sometimes it takes a little bit longer because the energy has to push the rods one way or the other. And I think sometimes it gets faster the more energy that we have going. So that's why I think it will probably start moving faster. But a pendulum can go a little bit quicker. Doesn't have as far to go. Anyway.
We're going to stay on this interesting topic. Will there be any major disclosure event about non-human intelligence in 2026?
I mean, it was moving, well before.
I mean, I feel like we've already been getting that disclosure, but now we're like, okay, there still could be an event as of we know today.
Yep. Okay, thank you.
All right, thank you. And we always want to thank the spirit guides, the energy. Thank you for answering. All right, will AI fundamentally change what quote unquote work means within the next 5 years? Okay.
Yes.
Thank you.
And I think intuitively we kind of know the answer to these, and so they're validating.
They're validating it, and I think it's good to give a timeline as well, like the current year or within a certain time frame, because if you just ask, is the new financial system coming in? Be like, yeah.
Or soon. Soon is relative.
Soon is relative.
It could be 5 years or 10 years away.
Your idea of soon is not necessarily the spirit team guide realm of soon. So I like to give timing on that. Yes. So we asked for 5 years. Is AI going to fundamentally change what work means in a year?
No.
Okay. So that's why I like to give a range. Yep. So we won't it's going to keep going as it's going, but in 5 years, it's going to
I think it's a slow build.
Totally different. Yeah. Okay. Is there another pandemic level event coming in this decade? So I guess in the 2020s.
Yes.
Okay.
So maybe we drill down on that.
Okay. What questions do you have? You can ask too. Yeah.
Is this pandemic that we're talking about, is this white hat related? And when we say white hat, it just means those on the side of good. Okay.
Ooh, look at that big yes. Okay. So let's ask then.
Yeah.
I was going to ask.
Okay. Go back to neutral, please.
Yeah. Go to neutral.
There we go.
Is this event going to last years like the last one did?
Looks like a no.
Okay. So it could be a shorter kind of thing.
You asked in this coming decade, is it less than 2 years away? Okay. The answer is yes. Okay. Thank you. We're going to see how much we can hone in on this. Is it going to happen within the year? No.
Not in 2026. Okay.
Okay. Is the pandemic going to be health related? Yes. Okay. Any other follow-up to that? Okay, thank you.
Yeah, I have a follow-up once it goes back to neutral.
Back to neutral, please. Hello. Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Will the pandemic be used to expose broken systems within our healthcare?
Great question. Oh.
Which I kind of thought the last one did that, but maybe not enough for people.
Okay. Yes. You know what? I've got a follow up to that even. Okay. Thank you. Will this pandemic impact the awakened collective? Because the intention was to ask questions for the awakened collective. Okay. Okay. My follow up to that is, will it continue to help wake up those not yet awake? Okay. So yes.
I have one last question.
Okay.
On this topic of the pandemic.
Okay. Please go back to neutral. Back to neutral. Okay.
Is there anything we need to fear with this pandemic?
Sorry, I had a little shake. Nope.
There's a no. So nothing to fear.
Nope. Okay, perfect. Great question.
Nothing to fear.
Okay.
Okay. Next question.
I feel like we should go where everyone wants to know, which is the financial system.
Good call. Will the global financial system look radically different by 2030?
You start so broad. I'm like, I want to know this year.
Well, we're going to start broad and then we're going to hone in.
Okay,
so
we'll look radically different. Yes.
Yes. So you can ask your next question.
Well, my next question then is, are we shifting out of the debt slavery system for humanity?
Well, yeah, but...
Well, other people, I just want people, I want to validate for people. We know, but...
I thought you were going to tag a year onto that because that could be hundreds of thousands of years from now.
You said we were narrowing. We're going to get to narrow. Okay. Back to neutral here. Okay. We're starting to see those shifts happen now. Will we see a transition to the quantum financial system in the year 2026? Wow.
It's like a soft. Okay, it got
bigger.
It got bigger.
It was
started as a soft.
It was taking a minute. So so this year we're going to see shifts. Okay. I have a follow up to that. Are we going to see XRP as the backbone of this quantum financial system? I was going to say, to your point, it looked like a soft yes, but then
it got bigger.
It got bigger. So yes. Okay.
Do with it as you will. This is not financial advice.
Nope. And this is for entertainment purposes.
Probably should say this is all for entertainment purposes.
Yep. Is there going to be a public collapse of our financial system in order to switch over? I don't think it wants us to know that. Is that a question you don't want to answer at this time? Okay. So we're not supposed to know. Okay. Let me ask this because I think people can go into fear when they hear, are people going to essentially lose any money or financial security that they currently have today? So the answer is no. So again, if you're nervous about a collapse, there's nothing to be afraid of. Your money will be there even if you can't access it. Let's ask that. When the switchover happens, will there be a time when people cannot access their money? So it's moving to yes. Okay, so that's why we've also said just have some cash at home just in case.
Whatever you feel comfortable with.
Can you tell us? Nope, don't ask that because then they're answering, can you tell us? So my next question is, will we be unable to access our money for more than a week? No.
Yeah.
So it'll be short and sweet. Okay. Is the Federal Reserve System, is that officially dead? Okay. The answer is yes. Okay. And can you tell us, back to neutral, please, is everything going to roll up to the Treasury? Okay. Thank you. Are we going to be backed by is the dollar going to be backed by precious metals? Okay. So yes. And will we see a global reevaluation of currency? Yes. Very exciting.
Very exciting. Yeah. Uranus and Taurus.
Any other financial questions?
No, I think everybody's going to be good.
I have another question while I'm thinking of it before we move on. Very curious. We're starting to hear water becoming an energy resource, moving maybe away from oil or gas. Is water going to be the future of what powers a lot of the things that we use today? Okay. Thank you. And is that going to shift us into free energy? Okay. Awesome. Okay. Thank you. Oh, you know what? I have one more question on the finances.
Okay.
I know people have asked. Will there be such a thing as universal high income? Okay, the answer is yes. Okay, back to neutral, please.
I affirm this. I'm on board with that idea.
Are we going to see universal high income start rolling out in the year 2026?
That's the timeline I want to be on.
Very exciting. Okay, thank you. So to follow up to that, is that what we're seeing with Trump talking about dividend checks or money from the tariffs? Is that the start of the universal high income? Yes. Okay. And at some point, okay, thank you. Let's get back to neutral, please. Will people then be financially abundant to where they can choose to work or not work? Yes. Also very exciting.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, and I'm going to ask a few questions that Honey Golden always talks about. So, will everyone be able to buy a house and a car outright without debt? Okay, the answer is yes. And last question on that. Will there be debt forgiveness to where anyone that has debt, it will be wiped away clean? Okay, yes. Let's ask timing on that. Okay, back to neutral, please. Back to neutral. Come on, the lefty. Okay. Timing on wiping financial debt. Will that happen before the year 2027? Okay, yes. So in previous asks, I've gotten it would happen this summer. So let's
We're
just
not
ask.
don't go all the way in, because I feel like that's too close of a time frame. So I want to explain why I'm not trying to get to a date or even a month.
Yep.
Is because when we start to fixate
Yep.
on that specific timing, it pushes it out further. And those of us who have been affirming this kind of change and timeline for years, we're not trying to hold this back any further. So if I feel like if we got even this year, that's more than enough information, then we don't need to worry about the when.
Fair enough.
I don't want to push it out. I want to keep it coming in faster.
Okay, well, I want to shift gears then. Sorry, I'm just flooding with questions after I was like, ask questions. Mm-hmm. Are we currently under military operation?
Occupation.
No, it's an operation.
Operation.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Are we in a military operation? Yes, we are. Okay. So is everything okay, thank you. I get ahead of myself and I start asking, but they haven't closed yet. Are things, let's see, how do I want to word this? The political information that is coming out are we seeing truth telling of that political information? And I'm being a little bit vague there on purpose. So I think they're like, yes and no. It feels like it's moving back and forth a little bit. I guess what I'm trying to say is everything as it seems? Meaning
the surface
level news. Is it what it seems? So the answer is no. Mm-hmm. Are we starting to see the bad actors be exposed? Okay. Thank you. I am debating if I want to ask a controversial question for a lot of people. I'm going to, because I think people have questions. So we'll just see what they say. And again, you guys take it or leave it. It's totally up to you if it resonates, if it doesn't. there have been a lot of questions around, is Trump a good guy? Is Trump a bad guy? So the true person that embodies the soul of Trump, is that person known to be a good guy or a white hat? Okay. So the answer is yes. Okay, back to neutral, please. The Trump that we are seeing in the public, is that the real Trump? Sorry, I had a jerk again, but
interesting.
Okay, thank you. There's a topic that comes up a lot with central casting. Is a lot of the people or the faces that we're seeing in politics, are they part of central casting? So the answer is yes. You probably know what I'm going to ask next. Okay. So does that mean we are literally in a movie? Yes. Okay.
I want to know. Have the bad guys.
Hold on. Back to neutral, please. Okay. Go ahead.
Have the bad guys all been removed behind the scenes?
It's like it's thinking. Okay.
Okay.
So yes, they have.
So even though we're getting a lot of truths exposed, a lot of the quote unquote bad guys or black hats or nefarious people are being played by someone else from a central casting role. Mm-hmm. And the true nefarious beings have been removed.
I'm going to ask one other question that I've seen come up in social a lot.
Okay.
And I'm very curious about it. I have my own opinions, but let's see what happens. So another question that people have been asking, and I think it's appropriate being April, has the IRS been dismantled? Mm. It's like it's a soft. Let's see if it keeps going or not. Okay. So the answer is yes. Okay. Well, if anyone was wondering, that's what our spirit guides tell us. Okay. Thank you. Back to neutral. Okay. What next do you have?
All right. We're shifting a little bit to the energies of Earth. Is a major Earth event, like a pole shift, a solar flare, a geomagnetic storm, or giant earthquake, or whatever.
All the above.
All the above. Coming in 2026.
Well, that moved very quickly. Only one moved.
I gave it a lot of options, so it could be.
So maybe it's part yes, part no.
Part no. Yeah.
Okay, let's go back to neutral. Maybe we need to rephrase it as a positive or a negative.
How about is a major...
Hold on. Get back there.
Is a major natural event, like nature-related event, going to happen in 2026?
Looks like yes to me.
I mean, technically, we've already been seeing there's fires in certain places. There's hurricanes. There's tornadoes. So, yeah.
So something that I think a lot that we've been hearing about and a lot of people have been asking about is, are we going to see the internet go down across the globe? The answer is yes.
Chaos gremlin.
Okay. Is that a part of, we hear the 3 days of darkness, and I'm going to put that in quotes. Is that part of 3 days of darkness? I don't even know if it's 3 days, but okay. So then the question follow up to that. Okay, back to neutral, please. Back to neutral. Is it actually going to be 3 days? No. Okay. Is it going to be longer than 3 days? is this something you do not want to answer?
Okay, they're not going to tell us. That's
okay, that's fine. All right, well, we got some darkness coming. Whatever that looks like.
I don't
Sounds
think
like internet outage, maybe.
I don't think we want to end on that one.
No.
Because we've been going for a minute.
Because I want to ask about extraterrestrials.
Okay. I mean, we can save some questions too for next time.
Should we keep going, guys? I mean, you want to do this in another episode? We can ask.
How about one more topic, and then we'll save our other topics.
Okay, well, that one feels like there's going to be a lot of questions. So is there one question that you feel like we can close on?
I like this, and I like this. We can do the Earth split.
Let's do that one because that's been a topic of conversation lately. Okay.
Are we currently in the split of the Earth as Dolores Cannon has talked about, moving into 3D versus 5D? Are we in the Earth split right now, this moment?
Looks like we are.
Okay, I do have a couple follow-ups.
Okay, back to neutral, please.
Okay,
hold on. They're enjoying saying yes a lot.
Yes.
Okay, we got it. Thank you. Back to neutral.
Are we now, right now?
Oh, hold on
I didn't even ask yet.
I know they get excited. Okay. All right, here we go.
Are we right now in the fifth dimension?
The Awakened Collective, are they in the fifth dimension?
Well, us, maybe not everybody, but people watching.
That's why I said awakened.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Well, Awakened
so yes.
Collective. That's a good one. All right. Next question.
Okay. Back to neutral, please. Okay. Oh, okay.
Are we the Awakened Collective right now in the fifth density?
And for those, so the answer is yes. So dimension is consciousness, and density is
kind of like our physicality.
Yeah. I was like, how? Yeah.
We're going to get into the new Earth and the body changes in a future episode because I have questions there. Okay. So
back to neutral.
Back to neutral.
Please. Okay.
Are there still people in the 3D? Okay.
But you didn't clarify if it was density or dimension.
Well, I'm just all encompassing.
All encompassing? Mm-hmm. Okay. So yeah, there are.
I want to know one more thing.
Okay. One more thing, guys. You're doing great. Back to neutral, please. Okay.
Can anything stop New Earth? Can anything stop our progression to New Earth?
Okay, so no.
Can't be stopped.
Can't be stopped.
We've reached critical mass. Can't be stopped.
Which is awesome.
Super awesome.
Okay, team. Is there anything else that we haven't asked today that we need to be asking? No.
Because it's all just for fun.
Yeah. I'd say then we're complete for today.
We have a lot more things we can ask. If you guys like this type of episode, put something in the comments, add a question. What do you want to know? And we'll do this more often.
Yeah.
We just thought we'd try it and see what you think.
Well, team, thank you for joining us. Before we go, why don't I pull a quick card?
What's our collective card for this week? You definitely need that hit of inspiration. Thank you, teams.
Thank you so much for all the great information. All right, let's see what we got here. We're going to pull from the back of the deck. All right, so now we just had that one.
Are you sure we don't need to hear it again? Corri's making an executive decision for all of you guys.
Well, I'll read it to you, but then I'm going to tell you what the other one is, and it's actually pretty similar. So it's like they wanted to share it. Am I in my head or in my heart? What is the quality of your self-talk? And I'm not going to read all of it. Today's soul action. Today, master your mind. Watch an inspiring video like us. Do some tapping, read an empowering book, or write out all the reasons why you believe in yourself and your dreams. So the other card that I pulled, because we literally just had that card.
And you didn't like it, which is not how
I
this
liked
works.
it last week.
Okay.
But I felt like we got that message
All right.
received. So the card this week is, what is my body telling me right now? Our body speaks to us. Through physical pain or discomfort, our body sends messages for us to look more deeply. Don't we know that to be true? Mm-hmm. See the trapped emotions, the lurking fears and beliefs that limit you. Listen to your physical body and you will be led to the source of your pain. It's time to get your healing on. So today's soul action. Get the book Heal Your Body by Louise L. Hay and find the answers toward which your body is guiding you. Like that literal.
was a very specific action.
Okay.
We don't know this book.
Nope.
So we are not necessarily promoting it, but apparently the Oracle deck is.
I mean, honestly, I'm going to look it up though, because
Yeah.
now I'm very curious because we've never had something so specific. So anyway, what is my body telling me? I feel like that's a very good card. We've been talking about this a lot. We've actually seen it come up. Listen to your body and be kind to your body.
And this is perfect for Taurus season because Taurus is one of the zodiac signs that represents the body, the physical body. So beautifully aligned.
Well, we appreciate you guys if you stuck with us this long. It is a longer episode than some, but we had so much astrology and then so much fun asking questions. So thank you for joining us on this week's The Cosmic Catch Up, and we hope to see you next time.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thanks for catching up with us on The Cosmic Catch Up. If today's episode sparked something in your soul, hit subscribe, leave a review, and share the magic with your fellow seekers. You can hang with us on Instagram at The Cosmic Catch Up for behind-the-scenes updates and more cosmic goodness.
And if you're feeling the call to go deeper, we offer personal guidance through our individual practices. All the details are in the show notes. And if it's aligned, we trust you'll feel it. Until next time, keep following the magic. The content we share reflects our personal experiences, insights, and opinions. We're not medical, legal, or financial professionals, and we encourage you to always do your own research, trust your intuition, and seek guidance from qualified experts when needed. Take what resonates and leave the rest. This journey is yours to explore.